afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero of Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, your Lord and Master, your one true trusted source of company news entertainment, off here to our 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. In the north, it's Valkyria, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the 2nd Panzerdivision versus in the south, it's Insane Spanky, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, the 1st Armored Division. Valkyria here with Spearhead, Lightning War, Mechanized Assault and Infantry Machine Gun and Tank Bulletins versus Spankies. Tactical Support, Heavy Cavalry and Infantry. Leading there to doubling up on light machine guns for his infantry, with Triple Rifleman Bulletins there for Spanky as well. He is likely going to focus on, well, the infantry. And there we go, we do in fact get Infantry Company, not a doctrine that sees a lot of usage, but isn't necessarily bad. I mean, Brown light machines of the rifle are in fact quite potent. Mortar half can be useful, sandbags and mines is always handy, and of course, who knows, artillery, never hurts. So Valkyria will help see what ends up with. We got Gunnery, MD42 start here for Valkyria. Standard Wehrmacht opening, similarly double rifle versus Spanky. Quick to lay down sandbags to prepare positions ahead of time to fight the Krauts, the Nazis. Rifleman heading westwards there as well, so a bit of a broader approach here. Probably in part, I think, to suss out what his opponent might be up to. Where is he going, where isn't he? There's the obvious chances like just focusing westwards into the cemetery and going to secure the fuel there, but there's always the off chance that your opponent might be up to something else. In those kind of situations, you do have to hedge your bets just a bit to actually know what the devil they're doing. Tank traps here, more rifle on the way there for Spanky. No sandbags here though you could have done so. No sandbags here either. Grabbing points here, could lay down sandbags there for example. MD42 watching the road and the surrounding areas. You can see Spanky here pretty much anticipating something he's seen happening there, so he's expecting there at least to be the line of defense to be arrayed towards the road. So by taking a deep flank, he's hoping to avoid anything. I mean, this is basically just common tactics. You just assume your opponent's doing X, and then you do whatever you can to avoid X. In this case, he's going for deep flank, gets spotted, but still it forces Valkyria to have to respond here to the flank going on there, which could then leave himself open to a further push through the centre here on these Gunners as Riflemen. They'll likely have to retreat the Riflemen soon, but as you can see, they're drawing in a lot of forces just to point towards this particular dead end of the map, which theoretically in this moment, flank from behind, or just, wasting time. Grenadiers in these right here, leaving the calf point now open, so as you can see here, Spanky's moves, while not necessarily having the best impact, they still have an impact there. It's forcing Valkyria to react awkwardly. Could continue to try and flank up here, but just going to stand here. Calf point being hit, almost got the southeastern half there as well quite nicely. More Grenadiers out there for Valkyria in the 2nd Panzerdivision, also known as the Vienna Division, the capital of Austria, or Ostmark as was later known as this annexed into Germany, or Anschluss, because initially most of the division's members were recruited from Vienna, and that was sort of a feature of most early German units, early war, or mid-war to a degree as well. They're usually recruited from the Pacific part of the German Reich. So a little fun fact there. It basically resulted in better unit cohesion because, again, in that regard, most of the people were from sort of the same locally, culturally same areas, so they sort of knew each other better, and that kind of makes people more cohesive. That was one of the things the German army found really crucial when building infantry divisions was actually infantry cohesion. So they did a lot of things like that to try and keep the divisions more cohesive, because the more cohesive a unit is, the more likely it's just to stick, no matter how hard things get. But there you go, early wipe here on Spanky, very good there for Valkyria. 4 Grenadiers, 1 MD42. Possible indication of a tier 3 rush, maybe not all the way. Early wipe from the Americans is really potent there. Great move there by Valkyria. It's going to be difficult there for Spanky to recover, though, of course. Brown light machine guns might just give him a bit to work with here back against Valkyria and the 2nd Panzerdivision. Spanky with the captain as well, so quickly replacing some of the losses. And that certainly is one of the American ability to slightly bounce back from losses to stuff like the captain when they take up, or the lieutenant. And let's see what follows up here for Spanky. Rifle neck close being bled out. I could imagine we might see a half to get fast enough for a pack out against Valkyria and Ergo machine being flanked. Immediate retreats, very good move there. So Valkyria striking back. Harper is already finding increasing resistance here from the 1st Armored Division as it strikes back here at the 2nd Panzerdivision. Back here, troops reinforcing, take-up happening there for Valkyria. But obviously it's going to be the light mechanized company, or if it will be a tier 3 rush. Tier 3 rushes don't happen quite as much, but they usually do tend to happen on the back of a heavier tier 1 like this. So it's a possibility that Valkyria could be making a run for it, but it could also not be. Pushing for the eastern fuel point, very good there. Of course, Spanky is doing the exact same there to Valkyria. Good move then return. Captain spearheading the effort. Basically sending in the unit that is most heavily equipped to find its zone because, you know, it can more easily just fend off more than one unit easily. It can that way force a greater response. And the captain here with the Thompson and the BAR will represent just exactly that. Whereas the less heavily equipped infantry can then that way stay closer to each other. But there you go. Counter-attack into the east corner. Just got the fuel point cut off. Also grabbing points here. Pioneers was a rifleman. We're fighting. Valkyria so far no luck to make a nice company up. That doesn't have to happen immediately, but the longer that goes on, there's, you know, increases the chance there might be a tier 3 rush. Maybe. Spanky, though, is getting close to be able to equip his men with a Brownie light machine gun. That's something going to give Valkyria a bit of an issue without light machine guns of his own. Lightning machine guns, good god. What is this? Wolfenstein. Yeah, I call this a Blitz Maschinengewehr. It fires lightning, mein Führer. Excellent. How many of them can you make? 2 a week. 2? Yeah. It's really difficult catching lightning, you know. Gonna need to push back Rifleman. We got the half-track on the way there. That's definitely gonna complicate any tier 3 rush plans here for Valkyria, if that is what Valkyria is planning. And will likely force a light to make a nice company with a pack 40, at least a bunch of tier 2s to stop the half-track. We'll have to see that. I mean, theoretically Valkyria could go for the promise. Doctrinally, none of it really supports that. I mean, Mechanized Assault, maybe with a Mechanized Assault group and then Panzer section and the Panzer Grenadiers, kind of expensive, but maybe, or Stoogies. The problem is, I mean, had Valkyria access to some doctrine with elite stormtroopers, the stormtroopers could be used as improvised tank hunters, and there you go, we've got the like to make a nice company up there, so clearly not a tier 3 rush anyways, which is for the best, I think, with the half-track about to hit, plus Brown light machine guns up here for Spanky's infantry, noting no ambulance, so he's focusing in this case on getting out the half-track as fast as possible versus his opponent. There we go. 2 rifle squads moving up there with a Browning and light machine guns. Half-track on the way there for Valkyria. That's going to be a flame for afternoon. Could go for the regular half-track to reinforce support troops moving about fast on the battlefield. That's what I personally like to do with half-tracks, but obviously that's not most players, you know, thing, in part because it's much more risky and there's not really a huge reward. I mean, I still wish they gave the 251 half-track a bit of suppression like the one in Company is one. Since, you know, that at least made it a bit more useful in some ways compared to the half-track you just have troops right in them and fire out of them. Anyways, half-track here versus the MD-42. Flame for half-track out, but that does mean Valkyria right now has absolutely zip in terms of stopping it. I mean, the MD-42 has been used kind of passively, so it doesn't have the insane options. Oh, there we go. Gonna go for it. Bit risky here. There we go. Half-track taking heavy damage. Almost got it. Close one. Close one. Very powerful and actually put the machine gun straight into Vet C2, which is of course very good there for Valkyria. And these half-track moving in. The flame for half-track is almost ready. Rifleman up there with a tank rifle grenade. Will likely damage a bit, but of course they will suffer a bit of a backlash there from the flame for half-track as they get caught there in the scorching fires of the Third Reich. Back here, bunker up for Valkyria as well. Troops reinforcing. Machine gun needs to get out of that. House is about to collapse. Plus, the machine gun has seen notably better days. But right now, Spanky, though, is exerting good map control. Focusing the fuel, of course, keeping Valkyria occupied elsewhere, but overall just looking to assert fuel dominance over Valkyria, and that way pull ahead, which, of course, in particular on a map like Crossroads is really good because the map just gives you more fuel because it has more points. Ambulance out there for Spanky to provide healing for his men. Very good there. Half-track good again. Hitting the fuel point here, certainly good as well for Valkyria. Noting none of the Grenadiers have yet to be upgraded. Long term, that really should be a priority, of course, here for Valkyria versus Spanky. Half-track being fixed up. So using the point here. Half-track moving eastwards. Gonna go for a bit of a deeper move here. And I imagine Valkyria's next move will probably be towards a Pack 48 to counter the half-tank, or I guess Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer 6 could be an option, though they will struggle a bit with the half-tank suppressive abilities. So I don't think that is wildly likely. But Valkyria needs to re-establish fuel control here, at least get back some of the fuel before Spanky basically gets too far ahead of Valkyria and just crushes Valkyria with tanks, which would obviously be not very good for Valkyria. Camp now being scorched, probably Rearson being burned up as well. Half-track rushing westwards here, closing in on Veterans 1 for America, Freedom and Democracy. And there you go, Pack 40 almost done here for Valkyria. Finally getting that one out.
We're losing a capture point.
with Spanky adding an anti-tank gun of his own. Valkyria though remains without a doctrine here. I mean, one thing worth noting here, of course, is that every single doctrine for Valkyria has a Tiger tank. So we obviously know what Valkyria's late game end game is, or end game plan is. It's a Tiger tank. I mean, no matter what, Valkyria's going to get a Tiger tank at some point. I mean, as long as he does nothing trying to stall into it, that should, think to a degree, work out nice. The case, of course, just how does everything else then revolve around the Tiger.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Dunlea's trying to get closer to the Panzerfaust, but they certainly can't quite. Pack 40 being hauled 40 by Valkyria and the 2nd Panzer Division. Troops laying down mines in the centre, good spot. But we got the flamethrower here burning them up before they can lay down the mines. M1 anti-tanking out here, opening up on the rifle, revealing its position and existence to Valkyria, of course. And we got a mortar half-track out from Spanky. Now, we do not see those a lot in 1 versus 1, so that's an interesting move there. Of course, it gives Spanky some cheap mobile artillery, which can quickly redeploy, depending on the situation and the need. Spanky is beginning to lay down mines across here to make it harder for Valkyria to make pushes against them. Very good, though still need to get that fuel point back.
The capture point is under attack.
There we go, go ahead on the half-track. Also, really bad positioning, to be honest, there for Spanky. He's not going to be able to get out. And pop goes the Weasel. Big win there for Valkyria, removes a big threat, and goes for 5th Grenadier Squad. It's pretty ballsy. I don't know, I think I would have gone for Panzer Grenadiers or another machine gun. Mortar could also be an idea. I definitely feel like the 5 Grenadier Squads could be pushing the luck a bit. We'll have to see though. I mean, I could be wrong, and of course if Valkyria can manage 5 Grenadier Squads and cover everything else, it can work out, but it's certainly not what I'd recommend to the average player. Almost got the mortar after well here with the pack 4. There's been a bit of a bigger loss there for Spanky. We've not just lost the half-tech, but the mortar half-tech, or the anti-aircraft half-tech, then the mortar half-tech. So many half-tracks. Except for, also from McKern. There you go, mine takes out the Grenadier Squad, pushing Valkyria immediately down to 4 squads again. 9 kills on the Flamethrower half-track, the Flampanzerwagen, or Flammschützenpanzerwagen. Scotsman Rifle, Grenadiers backing up here, light machines on the way there, very good. Rifle ended up retreating. Rifles flying away from the side of the house. They could be burned out or shot to bits by the D-42 and send the other pistol. Fuel point finally secured, but as soon as he gets it, Spanky's all in the spot, hitting the fuel point back. Rather than being pushed out by intense fire, literal and machine gun fire. Still not taking up for Valkyria. Should probably consider that soon. I mean, Mold Spanky is not taking up either, despite obviously having the resource advantage. And there you go, white phosphorus to burn out Valkyria. Nice work there by Spanky. Good use of the mortar half-track here. Rather than getting scorched here, Pioneer's moving as well. Moving towards the fuel point and the eastern victory point. Very good, noting a small victory point lead here for Spanky, but it's tiny practically. And there you go, entertained up on the flame for half-track. Managed to get it out and they're just in time. Grenadiers again, so Valkyria is very much intent on having a 5 Grenadier build here for his strategy, which is certainly a bit interesting. In the long term might be a bit difficult to maintain, but at the same time could open up for lightning wall doctrine, so at that point you can maybe consider using relief infantry that at least absorbs on the losses. Oh, bit of mistake, they moved ahead again despite knowing the tank that was there. Guess that could have been misclicked or a really weird pathing area there for Valkyria. Oh wait, that's gone. Still no tag up for Valkyria, but Spanky and the 1st Armored Division is pushing ahead here in the east. Rifle continue to fight here with the Grenadiers. Almost got that fuel point. Grounding back the western one. And mortar half-track back in action. You're on Byron. You can hear the Grenadiers bunched up. They need to head back to the fuel point and also, not bunch up so closely here against the M21 mortar half-track. Finally take up there as well for Valkyria. Very good. So good. There will be delayed in terms of armor compared to Spanky though. Simply Spanky's fuel control and fuel harassment has been much more effective than Valkyria. And that regard pulls up an edge. One thing Valkyria maybe could have considered a chance of being laying down S-mines or something else to help defend the fuel point from harassment from Spanky. Oh wait, take up is almost done. Got the fuel point here and almost got the western one. Mortar half-tech moving up. Hammering away there. Ooh, direct hit and almost wipes out the entire Grenadier squad. Needs to retreat here. Looks like there's been another Grenadier loss since Valkyria's back to just 4 Grenadiers again. Really need to be mindful of these Grenadiers, and certainly I think highlights a bit the issue here for Valkyria. While Valkyria might want to have 5 Grenadiers, it does seem like he is unable to actually manage 5 Grenadier squads. And okay, I can't say anticipated this. Spanky's first move after getting out the Major is not a tank, but he's actually going for the Priest, self-propelled howitzer. I did not anticipate that one. I imagine neither did Valkyria, but Spanky clearly has something sneaky planned as he moves up that self-propelled howitzer and begins hammering away at his opponent. Plus we got artillery strike called in here as well. And the MG42 is down. Taken out by the howitzer. Really nice work there by Spanky. Tank, support core going up there. Valkyrie able to push out a Panzer IV, but still quite a few losses there. And the machine gun handing in, getting up in the hands of Spanky is great here for Spanky, but less great for Valkyria. Noting, of course, that we are still lacking a doctrine here for Valkyria. No late game choice. Again, we know it's going to end up being the Tigers. The question is just what will the Tigers be compared? Well, okay, it's Spearhead. Could we see a mortar half-tech made from Valkyria then? I don't know. It's possible. And it'd be interesting. We actually saw 2 mortar half-techs on the field, 1 from each side. I mean, that's not really something you see very often in Companies too, particularly not in 1 versus 1s. That's about as rare as a well-handled Tiger. Or well-handled Stormtrooper squad. Anyways, going to need to be careful. Still, Tigers obviously some time off here for Valkyria. The Panther IV is going to give, I think, Valkyria a really good push here, since Spanky's only got really 1 anti-tank at the moment. So the Panther IV should have a good ability, I think, give Spanky a bit of a shot there and push back some of his elements left, right, and centre. Priest that is good to fire again here. Gundys versus the Captain, Light Machine Gun versus the BAR. More moving up here to flank the basic cover the retreat path. Nice move here by Valkyrie, increase the chance of getting a wipe on the Captain. Panther moving up through the main street, adding no or main center road. They need to add a pin light machine gun, I think, to help versus the infantry. Could also theoretically charge down and try to enter into the base and maybe take out the Priest here. That'd be a bold move, and it seems to be what he's doing to a degree, but it moves straight into the anti-tank gun. Air reconnaissance popping in there. Popping armor piercing round, that's going to result in the anti-tank, and they're just still not really doing much versus the Panther IV. Priest is moving away. He's expecting, of course, the way that Valkyrie is moving about, the Valkyria is moving about the Panther IV, that he might try and rush it into the base and then try and take out the Priest. So quick moves the Priest elsewhere to avoid exactly that. Good response there by Spanky. Very good. And then it's Spearhead versus Infantry. Not really a matchup you see a lot. So that's nice to see. Back here, troops healing reinforcing. Valkyria sometime off from another Panther IV. Could also go for Stooks or Osvins, though. The Osvins still, I think, needs some work. Hopefully some better work than last time. Gunners moving up to have a cover behind the wreckage of a half-track. Panther IV being fixed up. Very good move here. Victory points wise, though. Spanky's building up more of an edge here versus Valkyria, and certainly something there that Valkyria needs to be mindful of. Back here, troops reinforcing, healing. Pack 40 made it back safely. Lots of marks being laid down by Spanky. Excellent work there, taking advantage of whatever edge he can gain versus his opponent. 2 thumbs up to Spanky, who can soon go for a tank, or he could go for a tank destroyer once to. The Priest, well, it was, I believe, based off the Sherman chassis, the Lee chassis. Alright. And was equipped with 105mm with a howitzer. Was very much the, most common American self-propelled artillery piece of the high caliber anyways. Finally just finding us the Captain Center Panther moving up, shoots and misses here. Right from there, holding up quite nicely versus Valkyria. Tiger is now available for calling it for Valkyria, but obviously going to take some time to get onto the field. Panther 4 under fire here. Where's the priest firing, I wonder? Okay, firing into the cemetery, hoping to catch stuff and close to hit the Pack 40 here. Pioneers here being surrounded, trying to clear out the anti-tank, but risking not all the mines here now that Spanky's laid down again. He's ready now. If Valkyria tries to make a base rush here and try and take out the priest and the ambulance. Thumbs up there, though. The other side is a bit more vulnerable. Still, Spanky here, of course, we can see this is playing great diligence and caution in trying to predict and ward off any unpleasant movements here that Valkyria could be planning. So, thumbs up there. That's a really good skill to have, by the way.
Capture point is under attack.
Damage engine on the Panzer IV, moving ahead again. Going for the fuel point as well. We'll have to see if he goes for the Tiger tank. No, he's going to go for another Panzer IV first. Priest there moving ahead. 7 kills still. Moving east, we're still going to do some mine. Panzer IV unit repairs. Western Cemetery being swamped here by Spanky's troops. And what Valkyria has can really stop this is immediately forced to retreat here in the face of Spanky's glorious and courageous assault. Finding down here in the east, Mortar running up, still alive, 5 kills. Not quite managing the same level of efficiency as the priest, but still having an impact there on Valkyria, obviously. Tiger tank is going to happen there quite some time there because the fuel just isn't quite flowing as freely as Valkyria needs it to really get out a Tiger tank fast enough. And there you go, Spanky's going for the M36 Jackson tank destroyer here. Kennedy is routed. Troops reinforcing, Panzer IV sending out. Bit scattered movements here. Really, Valkyria needs, I think, try to take up for a bigger push here against Spanky and hurt him. And might also want to consider another MD42 to help deal with all these riflemen with the light machine guns. What's really called in the machine gun? Very good move there. Grenades as well. Of course, indicating that Spanky has researched grenades. Thumbs up to that. Oh, close to getting wiped there. That's going to be very helpful there for Valkyria. Particularly, we can get the light machine gun to drop and then take it away. Going to give him some very heavily equipped grenades. More mines being laid down. In this case, though, anti-tank mines to slow down any armored assault from Valkyria, make it easy for the anti-tank gun to deal with it. Grenades being hit with Pioneer support. Going to go for the anti-tank gun. There he goes, about to hit the mines. But the anti-tank gun there's, I don't think, going to make it. Could steal, then turn it against Spanky. That would be great here for Valkyria. And go, anti-tank gun crew is tot. Zerstört. Wrapping up through the center here. Jazz is going to move in. Priest, of course, is hammering away there. 9 kills. Major down. A major loss there for Spanky. Panther IV takes direct hit here. Oh, hits another mine run from the Jackson. Slowing down the approach. Popping smoke here. Doubtful it's going to make it out. Unless Spanky predicts correctly. Just gets a bit of poor luck. Oh, shoots and misses. It's going to likely try to grab the anti-tank and turn it against Spanky as well. So there you go. 1 and 1 in the arsenal here of Valkyria. Putting Valkyria now at 2 anti-tank guns. That actually allowed Valkyria now to stall, I think, more successfully with the Tiger tank here versus Spanky in the first armor. Still pretty brutal stuff here. Captain flanking the MB4 to come to fire here from the Grenadier, the Panzer IV. The machine gun there has to retreat as well, taking heavy fire from the Mortar after with 6 kills. Pack 40 right. Captain almost taken out. Jackson moving up. They could get flanked here with the M1 though. Panzer IV rolling back into the base, and Priest got through to begin firing into the base as soon as well. 11 kills. Good work there by Spanky. And now a big infantry follow-up here. It's going to swarm the anti-tank gun. Looking pretty rough here for Valkyria. The Tiger stall plan is looking increasingly precarious. Might just want to go for another Panther IV and a bunch of Austrians. Notice has been called in to make it hard for Spanky A to grab the Pack 40, but also just exit his base, and he's basically firing here. It's essentially what you call blocking fire. Or spare fire, I would say. At least that's my interpretation of it, where again he just makes it hard for, Spanky to do what he wants to move freely. Jack's trying to clear up here. The Panther IV's in the safest spot there from that sort of entrance. Nice base rate there by Spanky. Thumbs up. Grenade off. Grenade dodges it. I would say pretty bold there. Valkyria to move through despite there being active artillery fire here. Brutal stuff. More mines up here from Spanky. Thumbs up. Really thorough mining, and Valkyria doesn't have any minesweepers. Might want to get it down to lure another Pioneer squad. 8 just fix up the Tiger tank fast, obviously. But also spot some all these damn mines that Spanky's been laying down there. Go takes out the anti-tank, meaning Valkyria's gone from having 2 to none. That was a bit of a grim turnaround. Panzer IV there being slowly fixed up. Also halfway to Vet 72. Moving westward. Scott on the way to the Spanky, running in with more artillery. No, he cancels it, alright. I mean, obviously, you'd have a Priest, a mortar half track, and then the Scott. That'd be a lot of self-propelled artillery, by the way. Gonna use it a mine. Panzer IV good to go again. Another pack 40 here for Valkyria, as Valkyria is clearly and intendedly stalling towards the Tiger tank. So there we are. Fuel remains connected. Tiger tank is roughly a minute and a half away there. Of course, the same amount of time, well, Spanky can get a bunch of tanks and tank destroyers if he wanted to. So the situation remains a bit precarious for Valkyria, and even with the Tiger tank, it's going to be a bit of an uphill fight. Spanky now going for a regular tank here, the M43 Sherman. Rather than straight heavy machine gun fire, they are raked with heavy bullet fire, and there you go. We got every constant overflow out to get an idea here of what Spanky is doing. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. But there you go. Artillery strike again there. 13 kills on the Priest. Almost got another rifle score, but once more it does escape. Mortar after raining down death as well. Impact 40 as it arrives. Immediately takes several losses there from the Priest. Another mine goes off there. Really needs pioneers with minesweepers after he gets that Tiger tank out. Because with all the mines Spanky's laying down, he really cannot afford not to have minesweepers in the longer run. They almost got the half to give with the Pack 40. Directly in the Jackson as well, but the half tech gets away. Close one over there still for Spanky. Troops reinforcing. Tiger tank is getting very close here for Valkyria. It's almost got the fuel. Actually now needs to begin considering more with saving up manpower for the Tiger. 217 versus 428. Spanky remains in the lead there. And we got the Sherman creeping up the west side. Panzer IV can respond to this and deal with it. Maybe gain veterancy in the process, which would definitely be a plus here for Valkyria. There we go, directed here. Panzer IV dealing with the Sherman's armor nicely. Another hit there. Blitzkrieg maneuver. There we go, Betsy. Two, but there's also an tank in the way. They need to be careful. The Azov here perhaps at the right time. And there goes Sherman down. Also avoids the mines. Thankfully for the Panzer crew. So nice work there by Valkyria. A nice little raid there, catching Spanky off guard and buying some precious time for the Tigers to arrive to the front line. Could do with a bit of fixing up there. Jackson ready. As Spanky bemoans the loss of his precious Sherman. Rather than attacking into a wall of light machine gun fire, trying to pop a grenade, I'd have to say that's pretty bold with 4 LMG-42s just bearing down upon them. Very close to the Tiger tank. Very, 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 very close. And really after it needs pioneers from minesweepers. More mines. Again, absolutely exemplary mining from Spanky. This sort of stuff I think a lot of players could stand to learn from, really. Grenade over against the Grenadiers. Slightly dodges it, but still suffers minor casualties. Panzer IV moving out. Mortar firing down the Grenadiers. We've got Betsy 2 on the mortar attack as well. 15 kills, almost veterans 1 in the Priest. Panzer IV moving out. P need to be careful still. Jackson on the move. Pioneers in the west here. Needs to fall back soon. Tiger tank very close here to Valkyria. Very, 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 very close. Few more seconds to go and Valkyria can finally summon the Tiger tank. In fact, there we go. Tiger time. I said Tiger time. There we go. Mach schnell mit die schwere Panzer. So there you go. Tiger tank out. Artillery firing down. Adding a pinlock machine, of course, is always a good idea. Adds to the anti-infantry abilities of the Tiger tank, which is always a plus. Panzer is the captain of the West End. Oh no! He was planning a machine gun bunker to cover the western point and instead built a medic bunker. Oh dear. I mean, if he loses the medic bunker in the basic, it could be an extra option, but you know, Until then, it's going to be a bit awkward to explain. Oh, hits the mine again. Valkyria needs minesweepers badly. Pop smoke there, very good. Targeting adding the pinlock machine gun. Machine gun there, getting grenaded. Panful flanking up here, nice flank here by Valkyria. Good use, by the way, of the console flight to actually set up these flanks. So, thumbs up there. Oh, the half track, they could get knocked out if he's not careful. Still need to get that Panther wing to back up things here. Elsewhere, Tiger tank there still repairs, needs more pioneers, and of course it needs more mines. We're trying to destroy the anti-tank here, good work. Anti-tank is trying to catch up with the mortar half track. Right, retreating from the Panther. I mean, really just excellent work here with the Panther. Really solid, flanking maneuver. Then again, I would say, in large part, due to the console flight, just giving Valkyria the necessary information. In fact, now setting up for a good assault, but still needs minesweepers. Mortar flying away there, 7 kills. Panther is withdrawing instead of backing up the assault. Possibly more worried about mines here, though that's where Spanky has in mind. Tiger tank being fixed up close to the front line. Can go for more pioneers now, but there's also suffering heavy loss elsewhere, so may have to spend manpower there, of course. But really, more pioneers to fix up the Tiger tank fast, and of course, mines would be great, and of course, the Panther as well. So, going for Grenadier squad. Again, normally I'd recommend more infantry, but pioneers with minesweepers, I think, is right now the priority for Valkyria. Oh, lost the pioneers. This is even worse. Tried to get the machine gun back, which I can understand, but the priority should be the tanks. Oh, shiz, that's about to go up in flames. Things I would say are rapidly falling apart here for Valkyria. Despite some good maneuvers, Spanky's defenses proved to be very tough, very thorough, and of course very explosive. And Valkyria simply lack the tools, mitigate, the volatility of these defenses, all of these mines, which really just removed any sort of momentum there from Valkyria's assault. Certainly showing just how powerful mines can be, because at that Panther and that Tiger tank, they would just move ahead without having to worry about mines, not encountering any mines. More specifically, Spanky would be in a much worse position than he actually is. But again, those mines that completely just sap Valkyria up any strength, any momentum, really just highlighting just how strong mines are. I mean, really, just thumbs up there to Spanky, very much proving, that good old saying, mines win wars. Yeah, not much else I think I'd say there. I mean, at this stage, I don't think Valkyria's going to win this. I mean, there's still the Titan, there's still infantry forces, some victory points, but Spanky's forces are constantly growing, and more importantly, Spanky doesn't have to worry about mines. Valkyria does. Going for a Stug now. The patrician's choice, of course, is always the Sturmgeschütz, but will it be enough to extract Valkyria from this mire, this mess of mines? Priest being pulled forwards here. Targeting almost good to go. 140 versus 407. Firing the heavy mortar bombs with delayed fuses. Fun fact, the Germans also have mortar rounds for the mortars with the high explosive bits in them, and loads. Fun fact. Ooh, close one there, but not quite enough. Stug ready. Tiger tank's almost good to go again. Will he make the push, and will he remember minesweepers? Because otherwise there's a good chance that assault is not going to make it much further as well. Air recons again, probably looking for where to hit Spanky. Again, good use of the ability, but can't see mines from that thing. You can see much, but not the mines, and straight into a mine. I mean, really, I think this replay just highlights just how good mines can be. How absolutely devastating and effective they can actually be. So again, thumbs up there to Spanky, and of course to the humble mine. And there you go, Valkyria surrenders. A loss here for Valkyria, a victory for Spanky, a victory for America, freedom and democracy, and of course a victory for Mines. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. And if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon, and links are in the video description. Remember, every donation allows me to keep doing this day after day, and of course, brings you just that step closer to perfection. This is Imperial saying cheers, thank you for watching. You all are a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice new episode. Bye.